Hello and welcome. You're watching Mark today. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is where we discuss everything about the stock markets, how the day really panned out, what happened to the stocks and sectors, where were the momentum like, what were the gainers and losers in today's trading session. All of that coming up over the next 4 to 5 odd minutes. Let's start off with the closing action first. Well, the Sensex managed to end on the first day of June series on a high note, over a percent uptick for the benchmark, 632 points up for the Sensex towards the closing at 54,884. Nifty was also up by 182 points or at 1.13% kind of a gain. It managed to end above the 16,350 mark too. About 2152 shares were seen advancing, whereas 1,099 shares odd were seen declining in today's trading session. In terms of specific stocks, you had the likes of Apollo Hospitals, Tech Mahindra, HDFC Life, Hero Motocorp, IndusInd Bank. These were among the top gainers. On the losing side, however, you had the power names NTPC and Power Grid, the metal name Tata Steel, also Bharti Airtel, ONGC dragging the street. Now, except for metals and for oil and gas, all the other sectoral indices managed to end the day in the green. The broader markets, mid and the small caps, also performed better, over a percent gains for all of them as well. Now, what do experts really make of the kind of move that we've seen today? Well, Vinod Nair, who is the head of research at Geojit Financial Services, believes that the RBI's upcoming policy meeting will be a key factor for the market to track next week. Also, where they are expected to announce an additional policy rate hike about 25 basis points or 50 basis points. Between that, all of those will be very important factors to decide the momentum for the markets going forward from here. But continuous receding of the FII selling is also providing some comfort to the domestic market sentiment, and that's likely to continue in the next week as well. Now, of course, most of the other technical experts like Gaurav Ratnaparki, who's the head of technical research at Sher Khan, believes that once the level of 16,400 is now crossed on the closing basis, then the index can actually move higher to above 16,600 kind of levels. On the other hand, in case there is any kind of volatile move and the market slips again, you should watch out for levels of 16,200 also going forward from here. Of course, the earnings will continue to be something that the markets will continue to keep a track of. Of course, we are in the last leg of the earnings season. Oil and gas names and some far and few between companies in the mid and the small caps will also be reporting earnings. Of course, next week as we move in, the auto sales numbers will trickle in, and that will be a sector to definitely watch out for. Of course, monsoons kick-starting in several parts of the world. Remember, 1st June is the date when Met really expects the India to receive the monsoon rains. Of course, we've been seeing many parts of the country already receiving the pre-monsoon showers. The monsoon rains are likely to hit India, especially Kerala, on 1st of June. If that happens, that is likely to really give some more fillip to all the rural sectors and the demand right there. So keep an eye out on that macro factor also as you move into trade into next week as well. And with that, I wrap up this edition, but do stay tuned for a whole lot more that is coming right up for you. Of course, the big Davos coverage is now done and dusted. What next for the Indian policy makers? Is it going to be back to inflation, interest rate hikes, and what that means for the common man back home and the consumer demand? If that is going to have an impact on the economic growth, all of those factors will be very important for the markets, and the conversations around the market participants will also increase towards that tune as well. Thanks a lot for joining in, but we'll keep you posted with everything that's passing on T Street right up next after the next weekend, after this weekend as well. And hope you have a good weekend.